Welcome to Planner Apocalypse, where the only thing longer than my planner wish list are my roots. Today we're going to be setting up the goal portion of my Franken planner. If you want to see how I made this Transformer Franken planner thingy, you can check out the other video that I've got. It's 3 planners in one. The main portion of my planner has a lot of custom pages that I made. This I did not make, but like the monthly calendar. Anyway, we are going to be concentrating on the goal section that I made. It's a bit of a hodgepodge of resources from different planners that I had bought that I could not use for one reason or another, so I just basically retypeset them so I could use them together in a way that made sense for my brain. So this stuff comes from the Recollections Celestial Planner. This comes from a Kiki K planner that I had used last year. This is just an excerpt from a book that asks some journaling questions. And then this is the start of my goal section that I completely wrote by myself. I'm gonna skip my birth chart right now, and I'm gonna just start doing this stuff. We're gonna reflect on the past few months. So this is the Hello Kitty Erin Condren Planny Pack. This is a Sailor Moon transformation thingamajig that I got from Amazon, in case anyone was wondering. So, okay, my top 10 highlights. I am going to look through my old planner from last year. Yes. My main highlight from last year was becoming a follower of the Morrigan, I suppose. Meeting the Morrigan intensive course with the Irish Pagan School was amazing. Highly recommend. Good Pickles Book Club. Pathfinder Rise of the Rune Lords. That was probably the best campaign I have ever played in my career of tabletop gaming, except for maybe our Zodiac Princess game. It's a close tie. Oh my gosh. Old Adventurers Never Die. That was great. That Life in the Shadows, low stakes. That was an awesome game. Callie got off the low weight range. She is now a normal weight, so that's great. She is 4. I won 75 hard. One completed. Did that for the Morrigan as a devotional thing. Oh, the solstice readings. That was great. Doing solstice readings for people. Sharing stories with Kiki and playing games. Like, oh man, there's too many highlights. There's just too many. Maybe I should do games together. That is... What? Get up there. Okay, let's see. I should probably include my husband, because he's my husband and I married him for a reason. Watching the crows. Being outside, I guess. Okay, 5 things I achieved. I got stuff up on Etsy. 75 hard in the bag. I don't remember anything. You know what? Maybe I will take this off here. And I will... This is a mess. We got vaccinated against COVID-19, which we had in 2020, which sucked. I read a lot of books. I don't know if that counts as an achievement, but I did a lot of shadow work / healing. Still have plenty to go, though. I made a new friend. I honed my tarot skills. 5 good things I did for others. How dare you do this to me? Alright. Solstice readings. I was a good listener. I designed a planner for Sarah. I designed a planner for Amanda. Was a good mom and partner, question mark. I did my best to keep this house running, even though I was burnt out as fuck. I feel like we should also have a 5 good things I did for myself. Let's make edit for next year. 5 good things I did for myself. Maybe 5 good choices I made. 5 things I'm grateful for. My family. Nick is still employed and we have a house. My spiritual practice. My friends. My growing design skills, I guess. I kind of want to say like my growing people skills, but yeah, I don't know. 5 things I learned. Way more about tarot than I knew before. I learned about the Morrigan, that the supernatural is real. About budgeting. I actually took Financial Peace University, and that was a thing. I learned how to make stickers. Was that this year or 2021 or 2020? You know what? I think that was 2020. I'm getting my years all mixed up. I learned how to make money. No, just kidding. I learned that I am stronger than I thought. I can do some pretty hard shit. Alright, so now last year is done. We are going to move on to this part. My theme this year is Memento Mori. Partially because I follow, a goddess that has something to do with death. She's a goddess of battle. But anyway, I had to ask myself a question last year, and it was, if I were to die tomorrow, what one project, because I have so many ideas, it's hard to choose just one. I'm like, what one project would I regret not doing the most? Like, what means the most to me? And it's this comic that I have been working on in my head, not on paper, for years, I think since 2013, but it's so close to my heart, it terrifies me. And so there's a lot of weight there. I'm really scared to put it out and put myself out there. So I knew that it was time to start prioritizing that, because I think on some level I was putting a lot of other projects in front of this comic idea that I want to do because I'm just scared. So, anywho, Memento Mori, for anyone who doesn't know, it's an ancient Roman saying. It means remember that you will die. Remember that you're mortal. And it's supposed to just remind you that the time you have on this earth is not infinite. You only get so much time. So make the best of the time you have. Be good. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. Don't be a dick. This is an excerpt from Oliver Burkeman's 4,000 Weeks, Time Management for Mortals, which I found really helpful. I put the excerpt in here just to remind myself of what he had to say. And then the questions, the 5 questions that he asks are, where in your life or your work are you currently pursuing comfort when what's called for is a little discomfort? Are you holding yourself to and judging yourself by standards of productivity or performance that are impossible to meet? You betcha. This is America. So the answer I'm giving is, it took me a long time to realize my own limitations, and longer, I feel, to accept them. That's why I made this goal planner. In what ways have you yet to accept the fact that you are who you are, not the person you think you ought to be? Aside from the lack of work output, there's also the fact that I'm just a weirdo. I think on some level I'm afraid of being rejected because I'm strange. In which areas of life are you still holding back until you feel like you know what you're doing? That's a huge one for me. Art. Business. Homeschool. Yep, that's basically it. I'm a bad Capricorn. I don't know. How would you spend your days differently if you didn't care so much about seeing your actions reach fruition, I would probably write more and make more art. Okay, so this goal planner is in its beta phase, I guess. This is going to be the first time I'm using it, and so I don't know yet how effective it will be. But it is the Memento Mori goal planner beta version. So it starts out, "Thou art dead," which is how you were told that you died in Dragon Warrior, which is my favorite Nintendo game. So I will read this out loud, I guess. Keep in mind that I wrote this for myself, so if you dislike the snarky tone, apologies, but this is just apparently how I talk to myself. Bad news, Cupcake. You are going to die one day. We all are. It's a part of life. Some would even say it's the grand finale, the inevitable curtain call at the end of the show, but that's not the point. The point is the show itself and how we got to the ending. Let's peek ahead at the ending first, though, shall we? If you were to die tomorrow, what would you regret? Look at your life, look at your choices. What one thing would you regret not doing above all others? And if you're following along with me at home, it doesn't have to be a work project or a creative project. It could be, not being kinder to myself, not, going out for that musical, what's it called, audition. I know words. It's basically, trying to get you to kick yourself in the pants there. Okay. All right. Come on back. Good news. You're still alive. You still have time to do the thing that you've been putting off for how long now? Now, before you spill a mile-long list of words from your brain, let's take a deep breath. It's super easy to panic right now because there are just so many things you want to do that you should be doing. But tune into your body first. What is it telling you? Are these feelings and thoughts coming from a place of fear or a place of love? Meaning, are you panicking and thinking, holy shit, I'm never going to get anywhere with my life. It's too late for me. I'm too old. I have no time. Fear. Or are you feeling a calm glow thinking, yeah, I know the direction I could go. Love. I mention this because fear shuts down our brain's prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for logic, reason, and judgment, allowing our amygdala, a center for emotional regulation, to take over. This prevents us from thinking clearly and makes it difficult to make good decisions. If you want to live your life with intention, you can't scattershot your way through it in a panic. If this is the case for you and you're feeling distressed, put this aside and go take a walk and come back to it when you're ready. If you possess a clear head, try to think about any dreams in your life that have been pushed aside. I know I'm writing this as if I'm talking to someone else, but I'm practicing, okay? How can you use this revelation to take action on what's truly important to you now and not someday? Remember, it is only in the present moment that we have the power to take action. The past is gone and cannot be changed, and the future isn't even here yet, so why waste energy worrying about it? The only time we have is right now. So what are you going to do? Need some help figuring out what's actually important to you? No worries. After a lifetime in a society where we have to ask permission to pee, eat, or move, excuse me, do you have a hall pass? You are certainly not alone in this. Let's start with you. Who the hell are you? What identities do you currently hold? CEO, mother, bicycle enthusiast, addict, mama's boy, cheese connoisseur, pizza maker, etc. So for me, let's say artist who doesn't make art, writer who doesn't write, designer. I do design. I designed this planner, so there you go. You have a truism here. Person. I am a person. I am a mother. I am a wife. A pagan. A daughter. A weirdo. A messy person. A slob. A sister. A follower of the Morrigan. A damaged person. A gamer. Don't play a lot of games nowadays, but a lazy goth. A dog owner. Planner addict. Stationary addict. A storyteller. A baby hoarder. / hoarder light. I have no idea if you can actually see what I'm writing. A kawaii fan. I think that's probably enough. Alright. This part I'm pretty proud of. Whether you are an onion or a parfait, a diamond or a D20, we humans have many, many layers and facets to our beings. If you have ever seen DreamWorks' 2012 computer animated film Rise of the Guardians, which I highly recommend, by the way, it's like super good. You may remember the scene where North, aka Buff Santa, is talking to Jack Frost, our main character.
Fruitcake?
No, thanks.
Now we get down to tax of brass.
Tax.
Who are you, Jack Frost? What is your center?
My center?
If Man and Moon chose you to be a guardian, you must have something very special inside. Here, this is how you see me, no? Very big, intimidating. But if you get to know me a little, well, go on.
You are downright jolly?
But not just jolly. I am also mysterious and fearless and caring. And at my center,
There's a tiny wooden baby.
look closer. What do you see?
You have big eyes.
Yes, big eyes, very big, because they are full of wonder. That is my center. It is what I was born with. Eyes that have always seen the wonder in everything. Eyes that see lights in the trees and magic in the air. This wonder is what I put into the world and what I protect in children. It is what makes me a guardian. It is my center. What is yours?
While we are not looking to become guardians here, I love this scene because it really helps illustrate how we can also find what is at our centers, to find out what it is that drives us in everything we do, big or small. What do you want to put out into the world? Another way to frame it in a more jargony way would be to ask, what are your core values? Or if you want to be more of a writer about it, pretend you are developing a character, the character of you. What are your motivations? So I've already done this exercise. I just never wrote it down since, because I did come up with it. But my core values are creativity. I can't talk and write at the same time, apparently. Creativity, compassion, and curiosity. That's like my Triforce right there. Triforce. Nintendo, don't come for me, please. So what do I want to put out into the world? I would love to see more love around and more compassion. So yeah, okay, let's make this strange potato-shaped thing. This is I swear I'm an artist. So this is your first layer. This is gonna be, oh my god, this is terrible. This is your second layer. This is your third layer. I think there were 5 in all. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the tiny baby. This is the worst looking nesting doll I've ever seen. So the layers exercise is not picking your core values on the surface here, though you definitely can do that. Theminimalists.com/V if you want to go check out how they do like values and surface values and stuff like that. I found that very helpful. But this is going to be like what your layers are. So on the surface, how do you come off to other people? So I'm going to say shy/quiet. I am extremely introverted. I am more of an observer. I love observing people because I don't want to say dissecting people. That's not what I mean. I love trying to understand people's motivations behind doing things. And I think that's why I love writing so much, because, and I never, ever, ever, if you asked me when I was like a teenager, I never would have thought this was true, but apparently I love people. And I love people so much that I watch them in a not stalkery way, I swear. And I observe them, and I draw them, I write about them. So I guess I love people. Who knew? Shy, quiet, introvert. So this is how others view you, I guess. Or I guess at first glance. That's right. Give me this one. This is a thick one. This is your first glance layer 1. So that's this one. So then 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Your center. So just under the surface. So for me, just under the surface, once you start getting to know me, I am weird. I'm silly. I would like to say that I'm funny, but I guess, you know, humor's in the ears of the beholder or whatever. But so then the next layer, I want to say it's like where resistance starts happening. I'm sorry if I shook the camera. But I am also rebellious, and I don't mean that in like shoplifting, you know, going out and doing illegal things. But I mean in I guess sort of like bucking tradition kind of way. And I think it's because I'm so strange that I have specific ways that I view the world, and it's not always how other people view things. I don't know what to call this layer. That's in development. So, all right, let's see. I'm gonna say curiosity. You know, these two could be switched. I think I'm gonna switch these. That's okay. My center is love. I was gonna say it's compassion, but compassion comes from a place of love for me. And I think the curiosity that I have around people also comes from a place of love. So that's what the whole exercise looks like. Only if you draw better, then you know it'll look better. I'm thinking about actually making a printout with, you know, better looking potatoes. But this is what that is. If we're doing motivations, my motivations are to understand other people and hold space for them and our differences. I think as someone who tends toward untraditional kinds of thinking and being like an outlier, I tend to want to gather the outliers and give them understanding, I guess, since that wasn't something that was always accessible to me. But yeah, anyway, enough of that. So if you're also a weirdo, welcome. You are definitely welcome here. All right, so the next section